Hi, good day guys, this is Burshainder Singh Jahoda from Australia. I want to talk about what's been happening in Mpca and Mpca last I think a week or so, or maybe 4 or 5 days, in regard to the withdrawals, in regards to the people questioning the company, things like that. I just want to talk about it, what I think, what's my opinion is, you know, and what I'm going to talk about is I'm 110% with Mr. Uday Nara and his team and all the leaders up there, right? And G. Gavin, Katy Broom, right? Um, Tanjil, I fully sprayed everybody, right? I'm not like, I'm feeling that, I'm not been with the company long. It's only been, the journey with the company is like a 94 days. It's just such a fantastic journey so far, right? And and I've met so many people. It's just absolutely incredible, right? And what's been happening, like, and I was just thinking about last 3 4 days that I should make a video and then, and show my support to the Mpca and Mpa and to Uday Nara and all my leaders that I'm on your back. I'm not letting you guys down. I'm on your back. I'm just gonna be here, right? Gonna support Mpca and Mpa, the great people around it, right? And the first thing I want to talk about is Uday Nara, right? I actually find out about Uday Nara from my my sponsor, which is Sean Logan, and he was talking about it. When I was watching his videos beginning of this year, right? How the PayPal saga had happened, how he stood his ground, and I watched whole scenario that how that a PayPal thing had happened, right? I was pretty amazed, right? That how that guy, the Uday so respect for him, man. So respect for him. That how he stood his ground, absolutely stood his ground, right? And as I said, my journey is not long, right? But the people and the leaders, especially the leaders, they're just fantastic, right? They just the backbone of the company. And I personally think Uday Nara is very honest, and he got the integrity, the two elements, the virtue, it's very rare, it's very scarce that you can't really find, especially in the online business, right? And this guy has those virtues, honesty and integrity. Oh, uh, you know, I'm more than happy to stood by somebody who possess these things, right? And I'm just there, right? And then why I'm saying that, because for last 94 days, all I'm doing in MPC, because I'm started with MPCA, all I'm doing is I'm just building my account. I put roughly about I think 6.5 bitcoins, right? And all I'm doing is every 15 days I'm putting a new fresh funds in there, right? Because I had another program where I get the bitcoin from, and then I'm putting an MPC, right? And I never had the thought to withdraw the money, because I trust this man, right? Absolutely trust this man, right? And what I felt that people questioning his integrity, right? That withdrawal, like why we can't have the withdrawal. Relax, guys, right? He's paying you for last 24 months or even more, right? And there's no issue with that. The one of the finest example, when the PayPal saga had happened, there was I think $3.5 million or $3 million, they got it back from the PayPal, and he paid everyone. If he wanted, he can disappear from the face of the earth. Nobody would know it. And then you have seen it, guys. You have seen it, that how many people, how many admins have done it in the past, right? But he didn't. He just wanted to help everybody out there, and everyone to succeed in the business, right? So, and I actually recently watched Kathy Brooms and UDAY Nara's hangout maybe 2 days ago, where UDAY Nara was explaining one of the factor. It wasn't that they paid back $3 million. They paid back $7 million, which is like another $4 million from the company, right? So what does it mean is that because the people has already withdrawn 2 or 3 times from the system, right? Like apart from the seed money. So it wasn't just a 3 million, because the people already withdraw the money. So it becomes a 7 million. But that stage they gave it to everybody, right? So he said that put a big pressure on the company, which makes sense, which makes absolute perfect sense, right? And then the next thing he said, but it doesn't matter because company did really well next 6 months, or after sales, and that was fantastic. There's no issue with that. And then the second point he was discussing about was the leaders stop promoting Mpca. So that's where the sales decreases for the company, right? That's where it's all started, right? And he knows, from my opinion, he knows in and out what's exactly been happening inside there, right? And he's explaining that what company is going through, what are the reason behind it, and how he going to fix it. If you haven't watched that hangout, please go and watch it, right? It's just fantastic, right? I think he's very, very transparent. He's just explaining that even how much money the company is making, and then how, and more important that he's laying out the plan, what he's gonna do, why he's not doing the withdrawal, what's the reason behind it, right? So I don't think there's any issue for us to be panicked that why the withdrawals are not opening, this and that, right? So that's I don't think that's anything to worry about, that sort of things, right? And recently, last night, he put a statement there. Kathy Broom put it on Facebook wall that nobody will lose their money. Fantastic, right? And as we know, he's a man of his words, right? He's just gonna keep his promise. But at the end of the day, think about this way: if you lose money, or we lose money, right? What's gonna happen? Is that the end of the world? Is that the end of the end of life, right? It's not, guys. It's just not, right? You need to understand what is, before we get to that point, what is before that. Before that is the efforts. Before that is the plan. Before that, it is to what we can do to sustain the company, right? What we can do, what absolutely we can do, like from heart, from a brain, what can we do? Like if you think about it, when this had happened 3 days ago, Katie Bloom took his team, had a coffee, and brainstormed the ideas. And the team in England, they did the same thing. Like Angie Gavin put some ideas too. Like it's like everybody's onto it, that they wanted to sustain the company, right? A lot of people put a lot of ideas towards it, which is fantastic. Like what I mean. But the thing is, right? All we need to understand is right now, work as a team, stick together, right? And then you just stand next to the Nara, that that nothing to worry about, that we just there, like we just gonna, it's another way of looking at it, right? If there is a challenge, or there's a progress, right? Challenge equal to progress, right? And effort equals to rewards, right? So if you think about it, if we got the challenge, right, it means we're gonna progress. We're gonna progress that in future it doesn't happen. So what are the precautionary measures we're gonna take? What are the backup methods we're gonna do it to it doesn't happen again in the future, right? So, and he's laying, like UDAY Nara is working tirelessly with his team to lay out the plan how we can sustain the company and then just move forward. One of the things he was saying that, do not stop promoting the company, right? Keep promoting the company. Tell the members, don't put like a 5,000 or 2,000 or 1,000 USD. Start with the 20 USD, 30 USD, 100 USD. As long as the new member, they start building the trust in the company, right, and then the fresh funds start going into the company, right, the sales will start rolling. Once the sales start rolling, the company will move forward. We all move forward, right? And then another thing I just top of my head, he was talking about how we always talk about taking the money out of the system and compound on interest outside and put it back, the earnings back then. He said, don't do that. Like, make the, buy more ad packs within the system, the earning you earn, right? And then once you want to take it out, let's say you're taking out after 4 months or 6 months, you're going to start taking 150. What he was saying was, put the $50 in, put the fresh funds in, right? So why he was saying that? He was saying that because that's how the rev share model works, right? This is how it works, that you take the money out and you put the fresh funds in. And once you start wanting to use that money, the rest of the money out of 150, you want to use the 100, you want to put the 50 in there, right? But don't start what he was trying to say basically, that don't start compounding the money from this, take it out of the system and put it back, and then have the huge withdrawal limit. And what's going to happen is, once you have the huge withdrawal limit, once you get to the point where you start withdrawing, all you got to do is you're going to start withdrawing. You start bleeding the system, right? So once you start bleeding, you're not putting any money into it. So that system doesn't work that way. It's just the model itself that that's how it works, right? So he just explained it really, really well, that this is that's how the rev share model works, right? If you haven't watched the hangout, please go and watch it. And as far as I'm concerned, the another the booster packs, I bought the 4 ad packs of the booster ad pack plan 6. So right, so I'm just thinking to have this some money lying on, I think $150 or $160 as my cover, and I'm gonna use that to put the more buy more booster ad packs and put it into the system, right? Guys, think about this way. This is our business. It's just not UDAY Nara's business. This is our business, right? So what it means is, it's our business. Is just, we're not looking at that. Whatever the UDAY does, we gotta do the work as well. Right? So what I'm trying to say is that don't doubt him. Just don't doubt him. Just do the deeds, do the work. Get on there and just teach people. If you're putting somebody under you, teach them that how the system works, how it's not about clicking the 10 ads and and then get the earnings, and that's about it. And another step they took it, they put the 2 new tabs in their Mpca and Mpca website, which is training material, which is the newbie they can go in there, they can train themselves, or their mentor can help them to get trained. And also they put the international seminars, right? And that's a huge. I think somebody's helping them in the back office, right, which is fantastic. And we got a new product is coming out, which is CC. New product is coming up, and also Dream product is coming up, and there is a few more products that are coming up. Like, so to run those smoothly or bring them into the system smoothly, we have to run this system smoothly, right? Another thing is that if you have never had a business, you would not understand what he's going through. I had 4 businesses in the past, right? I know that what exactly the company is going through. It's just a part nature of the business. Sometimes sales are down, and then you gotta, stick your chest out and hold your head high and just move forward. It's just the Tupac's words I used it, right? So it's like, don't just stand there and do nothing and then just looking at it. Let's let him to come up with a solution. He asking you to just, he put the booster packs in, which is like a in BTC is like 0.005. It's like a in Australian dollars, I think it's a $9 somewhere there, and in USD maybe $6 or $7, right? So if you buy 10 or 5 each, and then the sale will explode. The moment the sale will explode, everyone will get paid, right? Once everyone start paying, like, once this money is started going into the system, it's just gonna start rolling in, right? It's just simple as that. It's just gonna start rolling in. Once it start rolling in, everyone's happy, right, guys? So just don't doubt the company. Don't doubt Uday Nara. Just stand next to him, and I'm doing the same. I'm standing next to him, right? I haven't withdrawn any money at all, and I'm not going to do it anywhere, right? Because I have faith in it, and I'm just gonna push it through myself, and I just want to tell every leaders out there, all the team of Uday and team. I'm right there. I got a team of 10 people, but it's only 5 people that are active, and they are with us. And I just want to move the company forward. That's our mission is, right? It's just a bump in the road. We just gotta crush it and then just gotta move forward, right? So, and it's not that he's sitting there, he's just talking and he just implement the solution. He probably come up with it sooner or later. He's just gonna come up with a solution and just crush it. So just don't doubt anybody. Like you members out there, and it's just a time to be stick together and just fight together and just crush this hurdle and just move forward, right? And my support is always there for you guys, and I support Mpca and I support Mpca, and all of you guys had a fantastic day, and stick together and just move forward. Peace out.